If the Macan were only normal size inside, it would earn a better interior rating from us. As it is, the Porsche cabin is noticeably tighter inside than every single competitor. The charitable way of looking at this is that the Macan Turbo has a cockpit-like feel up front thanks to its wide, angled center console and well-bolstered sport seats, but they're no good light that can be shown on the cramped back seat. Interior space comparisons. Dimensionally, the Macan Turbo front seat area is the smallest among the competitors we gathered here, but its back seat sure is. The Porsche has the least rear legroom, although rear headroom is merely average. Either way, in practice, the BMW X3, Mercedes-AMG GLC 43, and Audi SQ5 feel much airier and are far more spacious inside than the Macan. Interior features. Button and switch enthusiasts surely will be drawn to the Macan Turbo long, wide center console. It littered with switchgear for the climate controls, suspension, and driveline settings, and more along both sides of the shifter. Predictably, the button field reduces available storage space in the center console to almost nil, and the door pockets aren't that large, either. The dashboard itself, by contrast, is relatively simple in look and layout, with a touchscreen and a few attendant infotainment buttons below it. As is Porsche custom, the ignition is to the left of the steering column. It a nod to the company early racing cars that competed at Le Mans, where drivers used to start races by running to their cars, starting them, and taking off. Placing the starter to the left of the wheel gave drivers a microsecond advantage so they could start the car with their left hand and actuate the gear shift with their right. Today, it simply confuses the unbaptized, though we applaud Porsche chutzpah in placing history-inspired, trickle-down endurance racing features in a compact luxury crossover. Interior sound level. Modern cabins do an excellent job of insulating passengers from ambient noise, but none can completely eliminate the sharp sound of the wind and the drone of tire noise when you is traveling at highway speed. To measure the interior sound pressure level, we use a BRL and KJ Type 2250L sound meter, which we position in the middle of the first row of seats at the height of the driver ear. The meter automatically averages 15 seconds of sound in a weighted decibels dBA, taken while the test car is cruising at 70 mph. A weighting is an industry standard that adjusts decibel readings to better reflect how the human ear hears various frequencies. We take two measurements and average the results. We also correct for speedometer inaccuracies with our GPS-based data loggers. It is worth noting that decibels are a logarithmic unit, so a rating of 40 decibels is and twice the sound pressure of 20 decibels. It is 10 times the sound pressure. A 6 decibel increase roughly doubles the sound pressure. In spite of its firm suspension and aggressive tires, the Macan Turbo is fairly quiet at highway speeds. It is a negligible 1 decibel louder than BMW X3 M40i and notably more hushed than Jaguar F-Pace S or Mercedes-AMG GLC 43. Seating and step in height. You sit low in the Macan Turbo relative to most SUVs, so much so at times that it can feel almost car-like. Objectively, however, the Porsche seating height is and much lower than its direct competitors. To accurately measure seating height, the distance from the road to the driver hip, we use an H-point machine HPM, a precisely engineered device marketed by SAE International. This versatile tool, in conjunction with a laser device, reveals the width and location of roof pillar visibility obstructions blind spots. Our HPM and laser measurement tools determine the length of road obscured by the hood as well as the road obscured by the trunk or hatch as seen through the rearview mirror. Blind spots, visibility, and obscured roadway. Seeing out of the Macan is no more or less difficult than its immediate competitors, although it feels as if the Porsche has less glass area. Blame the sultry roofline and the small rear quarter windows, which conspire to lend the Macan cabin a confined, dark feel. Exterior. Low, wide, and sitting squat on fat tires, the Macan Turbo appearance is closer to that of a hot hatchback sedan than a proper crossover. Wearing no formal grille, only a series of lower front intakes and bolstered by headlights and taillights reminiscent of those on Porsche sports cars, the Macan is immediately recognizable in traffic. Exterior dimensions. As much as we like the cut of the Macan Turbo jib, its slinky shape is and entirely conducive to holding people or things. Its tight dimensions place it on the smaller end of the class in most dimensions save for its width. Exterior features. Porsche gives buyers myriad avenues for personalizing the look of their Macan Turbo, from paint colors to wheel choices to various trim items. All of this costs money, of course, But if you already rationalized the Macan Turbo's substantial price of entry, these extra bits likely aren't of much concern. And besides, every turbo shares a basic look that renders many of these items needless ego-stroking frippery.
Dried out tears of sorrow.